Hey, good morning, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Knucklehead Chronicles. Man, it's been a while since I've done one of these. So I want to get back and start doing these things a little bit more consistently. So I want you to stay tuned. This is going to be a plethora of just about everything that's been going on in the world. So just stay tuned.
Welcome to another episode of the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast. This podcast was designed to let you know that you aren't the only one that took forever to get it together. So the rabbit hole that you have stumbled down will hopefully help you understand that just when you think it's over, it's only the beginning. Just because you were dealt a bad hand doesn't mean you have to keep it. Welcome to the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast.
All right, and welcome back, man. It's your man, the Guru, Terry. Those of you that know me personally, what's happening with y'all? On this episode, it's been a while since I really done one of these, and I struggle with even doing another episode. I even struggled with coming back and saying, and just doing a whole other episode. And, I had a little voice in my head that told me to get myself together.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
And that was the voice in my head. A little Boosie always telling me to, come on, man, you gotta do something better. And here I am, back doing another episode of this podcast. Now, I've been gone for a while. A lot of things have happened since we last spoke. Let's see where should I start? There's so much stuff. Where should I start? My father-in-law, my wife's father, Tim, he is sick, and so my wife spends a lot of time in Illinois, which is lonely for me, but it is, it's something that has to be done because of her duties as his daughter, making sure his preparations for end of life care and all that stuff. So it's a lot of that going on, and I didn't really realize how much of a toll that took. And it does when the person that is supposed to be here is handling family business. It's tough. It really is tough, and it's like, man, I don't know. That's why it's important that we understand and know how to handle our business. Because if we don't know how to handle our business, if we get into a situation like this, you're lost, right? And I gotta tell you, I'm real with y'all. It's rough, and there are days where it's even rougher on a brother. I mean, because it's the physical thing. I want my wife with me. I want to be able to touch her, and my kids are with her. And there are times where she goes by herself, and and I get to keep the kids, and there's other times where she takes the kids with her. And this past weekend, of course, it's the 4th of July. Well, today is the 4th of July, actually, which I don't really celebrate the 4th because that holiday wasn't for me. But that's besides the point. Nor here nor there. I'm not going to argue on I'm not going to discuss politics or anything like that on my podcast here. So she's up there and celebrating with him, and because everything with my wife and with her father, everything could be the last time. It could be the last time. It could be the last time I spend the 4th or whatever. It could be, so it's a lot. So it's taking an emotional toll on her, and also taking an emotional toll on me. But it's an emotional toll that I can't talk about because it's not my, it's not my situation. Because we're married, I have to. Because I have to be there for her. So, and then I feel like if I mention anything about what I feel about it, I'm being selfish, and I don't want to be selfish. That ain't how I roll. And I love her. I love him, and I want him to be okay. But this is one of those things in life where, you're getting ready for and you're preparing for the end times. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. It's hard on her, and it's like, oh, my heart goes out. She just put a post on Facebook and was asking for prayers about a prayer warrior. So if you guys know a word of prayer, pray for my wives, pray for my father-in-law. Damn, he's Oh man, he's an ornery dude. You know, he's Papa Tim gonna be Papa Tim. Even to his dying day, he's gonna be Papa Tim. So, yeah, that's him. That's him. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get into a couple of things here, because society is really, good, crazy. So let's get into that. Okay, so let's do this. Now, the first thing we're going to get into is the McDonald's baby mama. I want to get into that because what in the tarnation? And there's this video. If you've been living under a rock and have no idea what I'm talking about, I'll get ready to talk about. Only if you do some Googling, okay? There is a video that surfaced of a baby mama and baby's father, and he bought McDonald's for the child that he shares with this woman, right? But the woman has 3 or 4 other kids, I think it is. Now, before I get into this, I want everybody to know that the video was totally a setup, was not real. But the stigma of that video is that it's real to someone that's really living this thing every day. You know, that video itself is real, but it's just like a comment that I read from the CEO of BS3 Network, the network that has the panel edition of this podcast. And he said, you know, that skit may have been not real, but it produced real conversation. And that's exactly what it did. And when I tell you that it divided the internet, just as it's like an axe on a wood plank. It was terrible. And there were a lot of people that bashed the baby mama. There were a lot of people that bashed the man and was like, you know. So I'm gonna give you Terry's take, okay? My take, when I saw the video, I knew the video was fake when I first saw it. But like I said, it produced real conversation. And it was a real situation. There are real situations going on, and I've been there. You know, I've been that dude. I've been that guy that brung only food for his kid and not the others. Now, my man E. Digger on Let's Talk with E. Digger. I was on E. Digger's Mind podcast. It's on BS3 Network as well. He talked about it last night on his show. And he made a point, you know. And he said, now, if you're a man who was dating the mom and you were in the other children's life for any period of time, you can't pull I'm going to get McDonald's for, I want to get Mickey D's for my kid. You can't pull that. It's just like, you know, if Lord forbid anything ever happened to me and Melissa, I have a son here, TJ, and she has 2 other kids, Javante, and he's AKA JW, and Zariah, who's here. Now, it's just that's just like us breaking up, going our separate ways, and me bringing TJ Mickey D's only. That's crazy. Now, morally, the man was wrong. Now, but we really can't speak on morals because we weren't there, right? If they were dating and he was an integral part of these children's lives to where he was, you know, he would buy stuff for them before, clothes, food to eat, things of this nature. If he was an integral part of their life before, then indeed he was morally wrong. He would be morally wrong for not bringing the other kids something to eat. It just is my opinion, and my opinion is this is disclaimer. You know, the views expressed here are my views and my views only, and it doesn't despite BS3 or nothing like that. Is it, you know, my views morally? Now, this man would have been morally bankrupt had he done that. If it's just somebody he smashed, and they had a baby together and all that, then he's right. So to me, it just depends on the circumstance and how it ended or how it was. If he was in their life on a regular basis and they called him by his first name or stepdaddy or daddy or whatever, and they broke up and he did that, he's wrong. If he was just somebody that, side piece that he was smashing and got her pregnant and they had a baby, but he still want to be responsible for that child, then he's right. He's absolutely right. But it makes you question. In the video, she's spazzing. Like, how you gonna bring this child, McDonald's, and not bring the other children in? Again, that question, it just depends on what their situation was like. If they dated, I can see your argument. But if it's just somebody that he was smashing and got her pregnant, and she had, it was like, hey, you my daddy type this situation. No, he's absolutely correct. I'm going to take care of mine. Now, all men are different. All men are different. Everybody isn't. Well, I'm going to take. I'm just selfish like that. Like, it's not even being selfish, but it is. It's hard to explain. It's not like It's not like I don't even know. Some men are selfish. Some men are selfish, and they're gonna do just for theirs anyway. And then you got other men who I'm gonna feed everybody if I can. Just like E. Dick was talking about last night in his show. If I'm in the house, if I'm eating, we all eating. This is kind of how it is. So, depending on the man you're dealing with, too, ladies, it depends on the man you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a buster, then you're gonna get that. I mean, not necessarily. Let me rephrase. Not to say this man's a buster, or not to say that a man in that situation would be a buster. But come on, fellas. If you dating a girl, you know that she's got babies, right? You know she got babies. You know she got your baby. That morally would be the right thing to do is to feed all the babies. And this girl, even though this video is very, very fake, they're rolling with it. They're rolling with the fact that it's going viral. They're rolling with the fact that it has taken the internet by storm. And this girl, she got so much backlash, because she said somewhere in the video that she don't get her food stamps to the 7th. This and that. A lot of people were upset with her. Like, what are you doing? But I bet you your hair done, though. I bet you your nails done, though. I bet you. You know what I'm saying? Where was your priorities when you was getting your hair and your nails done? You knew you didn't have no food stamps. You knew you didn't have enough food until the 7th. You got your stamps. You knew that. So there's enough blame to go around. It really is in that aspect. But at the same time, it was a scare. But like I said, it produced real conversation. And you found out real quick what whose side somebody was on. If they were the feminists or they, or they were, if they found out there was a chauvinist or something. You found out real quick. So, which brings me to my next topic. We'll get into that here in just a second. Listen, man. I was, I'm very uneducated when it comes to Roe V Wade. And that's simply because I'm a man and I don't have a uterus. And I can't tell a woman, it's her choice. Excuse me. But this Roe V Wade situation has turned the world upside down. Like the stuff that these pro-life people and these pro-choice folks, they're going at it. Now, here's my thing. Personally, I don't have a dog in this fight. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a firm believer that a woman should have the right to choose whatever her body says so. Now, I'm saddened by a few stories that's happened since Roe v. Wade has been overturned. There was a little girl in Ohio who got pregnant by her uncle. I think it was, if I hear the story right, by her uncle. And she in Ohio, and Ohio, as soon as Roe v. Wade was overturned, they banned abortion. So this little 10-year-old baby is now forced to do one of two things. She's either forced to carry her uncle's baby to term, or she has to go to another state to get services. Now, the story is that she's going over to Indiana to have it done because she was 6 weeks and 3 days pregnant. They banned abortion over 6 weeks, right? 3 days. And you hear stories, you read comments from people, and, you know, we may think that it's ignorant, or we may think, whatever we may think about it. I mean, but there are people like, you know, she should bring the baby to term, get the baby up for adoption, this and that. For the people that say that, they're listening to this podcast right now, and if you feel that a 10-year-old carrying her uncle's baby to term is okay, please unsubscribe to this podcast right now. If there's anybody on here that believes that's listening to this and you believe that baby and not only that, not only believe that this little girl should carry a baby to term, but believe it was her fault. A lot of the people that are approached life, they're like, well, she shouldn't have been having sex. What? She's 10. You know, let's keep in mind, this baby is 10. She knows nothing. You know, and anytime I read a comment or a post, I was on a post from folks out in Idaho. Now, of course, we all know Idaho's a bullshit state because I'm so glad I moved from there. I miss Idaho. I miss some parts of it. I miss some people there. But the laws in general are stupid. Like, if a little girl is raped or a woman is raped in Idaho and she goes and has an abortion, the rapist has rights and can sue the mother, the parents of the rapist, of the rape victim. What kind of shit is that? So I'm reading this post on Twin Falls Rant and Raves page on Facebook, and this was to be a Rant and Raves page where you talk about people, you talk about restaurants, whether they're good or bad, or you have whatever, but they don't totally made that page political, right? And how the author of the post was and it's one, and you figure, and you read these posts and comments, and they're headed up by women. That hurts. You know what I'm saying? That has to hurt women. That another woman tells you, well, forget your feelings, or forget what's going on. Forget that you've been SA'd. Forget that you've been incested by your uncle or your daddy. Forget that. That baby you carrying, or that lump of cells that you're carrying. You guys do know that until those clumps of cells come together, it's normally after 8 weeks of pregnancy that it is considered a lump of cells. It's not considered a fetus until it's 8 weeks old, and then it's considered a fetus until birth. Then it's a baby, right? So you're telling me that clumps of cells that haven't even gelled into a baby yet or a fetus yet is more important than the mother that's carrying that lump of cell. I don't understand this argument. And it drives me absolutely insane because there are people, women, losing their lives. But I've heard some folks say that the overturning of Roe V Wade didn't affect black people at all. They didn't give a damn about us from Jump Street. You know, and it's like, okay, point taken. You know, shots fired. You know, all that. But I was watching something. It might have been a TikTok video or something, and somebody played a clip of former President Trump doing a rally in Illinois, I think. And the woman got up there, and the lady senator got up there and said, "Thank you, President Trump, for having them overturn Roe v. Wade and saving white life." No. You heard me right. She said, "Thank you, President Trump, for having the Supreme Court justice says overturn Roe v. Wade and saving white life." The thing about abortion, this whole ban on abortion, and I'm a firm believer in it, is to save face. This is to conserve life for white people. This doesn't have anything to do with black people. Roe v. Wade has never done anything because we don't have any rights here, black people. I mean, they don't care about this anyway. When you shooting kids 60 times, 90 times, or 80 times, however many it was, and hitting him 60. That's crazy. Mr. Whiteland, rest in peace. And I hope they give him justice. I know there's some people that were one of my friends, Denise Maupin on TikTok, keeping the light. Most of you guys know if you're on TikTok. Was at a rally yesterday. She was TikToking live at a rally yesterday. You know, they don't care about us, so we're not in the conversation, right? But what I can't understand is, how can a man think that he has the right to tell a woman what she cannot or can do with her body? There are people that honestly, and it's disgusting, there are people who honestly don't care how you get pregnant. Whether it be rape, incest, consensual sex, SA, whatever, they don't care how you got pregnant. As long as you carry that baby to term. I don't understand. I just don't. And for a woman to fully back that to me is what's amazing. Like, how can you back something like that? How can you back that? But see, you know what's funny? Is that all of these people can back that up. They can back this and back that until it happens to them. Everybody got something to say until it happens to them. Every post, every comment that I read from a woman that is calling a victim of rape or incest a whore, simply by saying, well, you got to keep your legs closed. That's the only way you not get pregnant. Bitch, that's like saying don't get a car, you'll get in a car accident. That's stupid. So every time I hear that, this is what I want to say to people when I hear that.
I'm going to tell you like this. If you don't shut your ass up, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
But you really can't say it to people. People get offended. People get offended when you say stuff like that. But that's what I want to say. And I'm reading this whole post last night, and the author of this post. And when I tell you, this was a hill that she's willing to die on. You know, she spoke on the baby in Ohio, and she says in this post. This is not a direct quote. This is a paraphrasing. She said in the post, "It don't matter. She shouldn't have opened her legs." That's your argument, ho? She shouldn't open her legs. She's 10, man. This was her uncle, man. Someone that she loved and trusted, man. And you're telling me? And there are people just egging her on. Amazing. But of course, you know, she was a Christian. And then the Bible says, she busted that out real quick. And for those of you that missed last week's episode, Knucklehead Chronicles, the panel edition, my topic was ain't no love like Christian, ain't no hate like Christian love. That was my topic last Sunday, and that was guest hosted by Tiffany Jones, aka Double D Mother. Go check it out if you haven't listened to it. But it's crazy. And they say this shit with, straight face, say it with their whole chest, all 9 yards. A hill they will die on. It's a hill they will die on until it's them, until it's their babies, until it's their daughters and nieces and cousins, until it's them. I'm a firmly stand on that. People, they can talk all this shit about, excuse my French, they can talk all this stuff about having, being pro-life and all of that, and that none of that crap means nothing until it happens to one of them. Let your 8-year-old pop up pregnant because your husband decided to sleep with her. Huh? Miss me with all that nonsense. And it's crazy. But it's a shame that, women don't have the choice, don't have the right to choose anymore. That's stupid. And there's another story of a young lady who had an ectopic pregnancy. Those of you got to know what that means. That means she was pregnant on the outside of her tubes or something like that. I think that's what it is. And because the doctor was afraid to lose his license, he had to consult with an attorney. All the while, this woman is losing blood. And she lost, I think, 1,000 cc's of blood in her body, man. And it's crazy. I was watching one video. What's my man's name? His wife's name was Kadira Jones. I can't remember. Same thing happened to her. She's supposed to say she had it started out with blood in her tube, in her IV tube. And she's supposed to have got a CT stat. She didn't get it till the next day. The lady ended up dying. I mean, this is dangerous because the doctors are now having to consult an attorney so they won't lose their license in these different states. And they're saying, that there are 27 states that will completely ban abortion in their states by the end of November. It's scary. It's scary that these rapists and incest folks can go and a lot of people, a lot of the pro-life folks, the hill they're dying on is, incest and rape take up 1.5% of all the cases. Which that don't matter. One's too many. But the pro-life folks, their argument is this: they don't want abortion to be used as birth control. You need to specify your argument though, because what you can't do, pro-life folks, is that you can't give out blanket statements and then you put everybody in the same basket. And the fact you can't put everybody in the same basket means you should have left the Roe V Wade law alone. You leave it at the state level. State level? That's your argument? That's your solution. My mom always told me before she passed away, she said, baby, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what she said. And I'm sure everybody that's sitting here listening has heard that a few times. But my heart goes out to white women because this affects y'all, not us. Listen, I would say that. And I would say that I said that with all of my chest and say, and mean it. It's bad, man. It's bad. And I feel so bad. I don't even know how to even feel anymore. Because this is America that we're living in. is going to hell straight in the handbasket. On to the next one. All right, so there's another topic I want to get into real quick before I get into my personal topic, my personal segment here. There are women, pro-life women, that are using Tupac's "Keep Your Head Up" and some sort of anthem. You know, I'm gonna need for you pro-life folks to leave Tupac shit alone. Now y'all can. There are so many other songs you can use. You know, at certain parts of the song when he said, ladies, keep your head up. You know, men don't have the right to tell a woman when and where to create one. Baby, all of that. Stop. Just stop. Stop using that. It's amazing how you guys colonize every fucking thing. And then when somebody call you out on your colonization, you want to be a Karen. Stop. That song was produced and released in 1993. The name of the album was Strictly For My Niggas with a Z. Strictly For My Niggas. If anybody know anything about Tupac didn't like white folks. Well, it wasn't even the fact that he didn't like white folks. He hated the system. He hated the systematic racism. He hated the system. He hated the way we were being treated. And now you guys just automatically take that song. The first line of the song says, "The darker the berry, the sweeter the root." Huh? Ain't nothing about y'all dark. You may taste like tropical berry fruit punch, but that don't have anything to do with this song. The darker the berry, the sweeter the root, deeper the root. Is it the deeper the flesh, the deeper the root? And you think that's about you? I mean, and they're using it with, but I guess it's no different than when they took Tech Nine's song, Chief's Kingdom, which is a big popular song here in the area that I live now. And they used it for Trump, And I'm like, and I know he was pissed off by it too. You know what I'm saying, when they did that. But ladies, if you are pro-life and you are using Tupac's "Keep Your Head Up" as your anthem to promote your agenda, stop. Because Tupac didn't fool with y'all. Tupac did not fool with y'all at all, but you already know that. You know that. That's why you're colonizing it. That's the reason why you're doing it, because you know that he's not here to defend it. But I can tell you one thing, there are a lot of folks that will defend that to the death, and I'm one of them. Keep that song out of your agenda. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got folks kneeling at protests of this whole Roe V Wade thing. They're kneeling. Wait. The last time somebody knelt at something, he got blackballed from the NFL. He was blackballed. You can't play here no more. I'm not understanding. And it's quite sickening. This world has gone to complete shit. It's gone to complete shit. And I'm going, how do I protect my daughter? With them see. From it. How do I protect my son from it? Because if he goes out here and messes with a little girl and gets her pregnant, he's going to have to step up. But see, here's the thing. And then here's the question that I want to ask. It's like this. Why is it that a man can walk away from a child? Woman gets pregnant. She tells him, "Baby, I'm pregnant." He can easily walk up and get out of the way and won't say a peep to this woman or them babies. But that woman is forced to care. I don't get that. Give women back their right to choose. Give it back. If you were a man, you had anything to do with that shit, listen to me. You don't have a fucking uterus. Give the women back their right to choose. Who the fuck are you? I wasn't going to cuss. Sorry. But who are you? The people that has anything to do with this 10-year-old in Ohio who is making that baby carry that baby to term at 10? Burn in hell. All y'all. It doesn't make it just stupid. That baby 10. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask another pro-life question is real quick. What if it was you? What if you were on a train or on, wherever, at home, whatever, and somebody busts into your shit and rape you? Lord forbid, God Almighty, Lord forbid, something happened to you and you ended up pregnant. You're telling me that you would carry your baby's your rapist baby to term. Are you serious? Really? I would love to hear one pro-life person say that they would carry their rapist baby to term. I would love to hear that. I don't think I'm ever going to or ever going to read it, but I would love to see it. I know, Terry, mind your business. I get it. Right? Mind the business that pays you. Understood. But if you are a man, you don't have a dog in this fight. Shut all the way the fuck up. Shut all the way up. Why are you even talking? Name calling. You calling these women whores because they have sex. What? Pregnancy is not a punishment of sex, bro. People like having sex. That's what God created. So don't do that. And there are people that really believe that pregnancy is just a punishment. Oh shit, you had sex, so you're pregnant. You're pregnant now. Deal with the consequences. The fuck? Get out of here. Anyway, people are stupid. I don't have a dog in the fight. Moving on. Check this out, though. Now, for those of you who don't know me personally, but if you listen to the first maybe 6-7 chapters of the origin on this podcast, you'll know that the man that raised me was not or is not my biological father. And, it didn't bother me I found out when I was 17 or 16 that he wasn't. And for years, I was kind of mad at my mom for a long time. I'm not gonna recap it. You have to go check out that first episode. So I decided that I was going to embark on this ancestry DNA journey. And what this is what triggered that. My wife, I sure love her. My wife reached out to my brother, and I wish you guys can see me. I'm using air quotes, and the reason why I'm using air quotes is nothing against him. It's the fact that he's the only one that has ever considered me a brother outside of my own brothers, my own brother, but he's been hitting me up lately for money, this and that, and that's my brother. So I'm thinking nothing of it. I'm just I'm doing my thing. I'm helping my brother out, sending some gas money here and there, and all that. So my wife reached out to him in January of this year and saying, hey, Terry's looking for his biological dad. Let's do a DNA. Can we do a DNA swab to do a sibling match? Because you can do that now. You can do a sibling match. I didn't know that. You can do a sibling match and match two people together and see their siblings. And he ghosted her. And never returned the message or whatever. So a couple of weeks ago, my wife and I we were laying in the bed and we were just talking. We were just yucking it up one morning. And it was kind of early. Terry Jr. had woke up kind of early, so we were up and we were just talking. And she says, "Hey, I hit your brother up back in January about doing a DNA match, or a DNA swab." I said, "Well, what did he say?" He ghosted, and she was like, "He ghosted me," I'm not sure how we got there. I think what it was is I told her that he had tried to hit me up again for some more money. That's how it started. And she was like, "Yeah, he ghosted me." It was like, "I don't want to talk," which it instantly hurt my feelings. Like, are you serious right now? The man who has been walking around here considering telling me, "I love you, bro. You're my little bro." Da da da, all that nonsense. And you're telling me that he ghosted you? And she was like, "Yeah, he sure did." She said, "I didn't mean for it to come out like this, but okay." So it wasn't immediately, but later on that day though, I sent him a message on Facebook. I said, "Bro," I said, "why didn't you tell me that my wife? First of all, why you didn't tell me my wife hit you up about doing a DNA test?" That's the first thing. Second thing is, why did you ghost her after she asked you? And he was like, "Well, man, my brother, he is a diabetic. He did get one of his feet cut off. He got a foot cut off. So I understand all that, right? But it's a swab. You don't have to do anything with your feet. It's a swab, right? So I want to publicly say, yeah, that pissed me off. Yeah, that hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been hollering, you my brother for 30 years. So found out. And now you do a swab, you ghost my wife? Like, you would have been interested in trying to figure it out? So I said, okay. So my wife goes up to her dad's, and I get a package in the mail from AncestryDNA. And she had purchased me an ancestry box. She says, "Do the ancestry, send it off, and let's see what we get back on DNA." And I was like, "Oh, wow!" It was a complete surprise. I didn't know that was coming. That she had did that for me. That's how I know I got my ride or die. She ride or die for real. So that's what I did. I was like, I got it on a Saturday. I registered it. I think the Ancestry does saliva. They don't do swab. They do saliva. And I did my saliva and put it in the box and put it in the mailbox Saturday night, and it was picked up Sunday morning. And boom. So we'll see. So we're waiting. We're waiting on that. So if y'all know anything about Ancestry, please let me know ahead of time. Please let me know ahead of time. I don't know what to expect with Ancestry. I really don't. But hey, I want to thank you guys. I'm going to start back doing these more. I'm going to do these more consistently, and I'm actually going to take this podcast video and put it on PS3. So you guys just follow along. Just follow along with me. Every time you hear me, just follow along with me. The audio will still be on Podbean, but I'm going to do a video. It'll be a video portion of this. This will be. I haven't decided when I'm going to do it yet, but I know this video or this podcast will go video here after a while. Probably on Instagram Live is where it's going to be posted. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed the program. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I'm going to see you guys on the next time around. All right.
Thank you for listening. I hope I didn't fry your brain too bad. Come back through and give me another chance. You can listen on all platforms and visit us at knuckleheadchroniclespodcast.podbean.com. Until next time, in the words of the incomparable Jerry Springer, take care of yourself and each other.